Hi friends, Coach Bess here. I am so sorry I am late this morning by a few minutes here, having a rough start to my week. Been pretty sick with a bug over here, not sure what's going on with my tummy. But I did not want to cancel on you because I'm so excited for the little segment I'm bringing this week on Let's Talk About It Tuesday. So welcome to our weekly live chat. I am low-key today, so forgive me, but I had a few books I wanted to suggest to you. Hold on one second, I'm going to make sure. I don't know why my internet's moving slow because I'm sitting right near my box, so I don't know what's going on today. But I had a few books that I wanted to show you that have really helped me in my journey to get healthier. And you thought that I was only going to show you my book, right? But if you don't yet have the Fresh Start for Health book, you need to get it because our workbook is so helpful with mindset and habit change and really learning what the Bible has to say about our health. And it's a book full of hope. So if you have not yet gotten the Fresh Start for Health workbook, I really encourage you to do that. And you can find that on our website. It's at freshstartforhealth.org. But that is not the only book that I was going to show you today. So let me go ahead and flip this screen around. All right, so I have this huge stack here for you today. So please don't mind how many are there. But I wanted to get a good, I wanted you to get a good look at the books that I use on just a constant basis. You can see that I've done some studying in many of them. I have lots of markings where I need to remember to go back and refer to things. I absolutely treasure this stack of books right here. And of course, you guys, those of you who are coaches, I know you're going to say, add this book and add that book. You know, you're probably going to have your own suggestions here. So please do, on this thread, post pictures of your books that you use as your go-to for your health. Hey, beautiful lady. I see you, Miss Casey. Casey always has awesome suggestions for healthy living books, and they're different than mine. So I would love it if you guys, good morning, woman. I would love it if you guys would post your suggestions in this thread as well. Let's share with each other and give each other different ideas for the books that will help with our healthy living. So, all right, so let's talk about these books super quick, and I'm going to tell you why they are in my stack. And then I want to hear from you on your books and why those books are in your stack. So this one was a major go-to for me. Healthy Living, what the Bible says about healthy living. Dr. Rex Russell, he has now passed away. But this guy, he was an MD, and he was also, I believe, a minister. But this book has helped me so much and actually was one of my major resources for writing the Fresh Start for Health book. So this is an excellent book to have in your stack. If you just want to line up how you eat with the Word of God, or if you just want to see wisdom from Bible times, like, okay, why did people eat that way? And that book actually explains it, okay? And then this one is a major, major resource in my life as a health coach. I use this often when I am coaching people in their health, and it's called Lose It for Life. It's Stephen Arterburn and Linda Mintle, Dr. Linda Mintle. This one doesn't look like it, but this is a book that is full of hope and grace and deliverance in the area of food addiction and misuse of food as a substance. So there's so much more in this book, but that's the big takeaway that my clients have really found from this book and that I personally have found walking through this book. So I highly recommend that you have this book in your library. And it is faith-based. It is a Christian view, okay? They are both Christians and they're very open about their faith and how this integrates with this area of our lives. Okay, now you guys know because I share his videos all the time, but I am a huge Dr. Mark Hyman fan. Huge. I love this guy. So these are two of my absolute go-to, have to have them in my library. I have almost all of his books in my library. But these two, as you can see, are very well marked. I study these books. They're pretty hefty, okay? I will tell you, they're not like light reads that you get a glass of wine and you enjoy a book. No, these are not. These are, you got to be ready to study and maybe even write some things down and get your highlighter out for these books and get your tabs like I'm doing here. But yes, Casey I know has had even more formal training from Dr. Hyman through the Institute for Integrative, I'm saying that wrong, but through that awesome school that she and so many others have gone through. So she's even more familiar. But Ultra Metabolism and Ultra Prevention are two of my very favorite of his books. And the Ultra Simple Diet, which really isn't a diet. It is merely a short, easy-to-do detox plan from him. So definitely get that one too. Okay, now many of you are familiar with this one, Made to Crave, Lisa TerKeurst. Of course, this is, Bible study. I have both the study guide here and her book. Amazing book that will bring awareness and probably some deliverance along the lines of again, food addiction, misplacement of food in our lives, spiritually speaking. And really, this one kind of covers more of the spiritual side. I have not read it fully, I will confess to you, but the half or so that I've gotten read has been just excellent. And I personally know many people who really recommend this book. Okay, so that's another one. Okay, here's one that you don't necessarily hear about on in the popular circles or whatever. Like, I had never heard of this. I kind of stumbled across it. I love this book. Look how thick this book is. So don't be intimidated by the thickness, but if you are a mom or grandma or auntie or someone who is caring for others in your home and you are trying to get your whole family on board, if you are trying to cook healthy for people other than yourself, get this book, because it's called The 4 Habits of Healthy Families. Her name is Amy Hendel. She's my hero. I have pulled so many different tidbits from this book and integrated it into what we do at Fresh Start and integrated it into my own life as a mom. My husband and I faithfully, weekly, meal prep together as a family. My kids are involved. Everyone plays a part, and she's the one who taught us this. So I actually gathered my meal planning, my initial meal planning ideas and wisdom from her, from this book. And then I've just kind of adjusted them and learned what to do better and where to save time and money and, kind of perfected them over the years. But she got me started. So I definitely recommend this book, The 4 Habits of Healthy Families by Amy Hendel. And just don't be intimidated by how thick it is, because it's really, I'll show you, it's so easy to grab little tidbits from her. It's not like you have to read this whole big fat book. You can see here that it's super simple just to grab, say, that section and apply that little section to your life, So it's very easy to get little tidbits from her book. Yes, Casey, I love that book. I actually found her online, and now I follow her and all the stuff that she does. She's amazing. Okay, this one revolutionized my husband and I's life, because he was pre-diabetic and he was what do you call it when you are pre-heart disease? Like when you are careening towards having heart disease. My husband was. That's what actually got us started on the Fresh Start journey 6 years ago now, almost 6.5 years ago. So this book was one of the first resources I found. It's Get the Sugar Out, 501 Simple Ways to Cut the Sugar Out of Any Diet. Any diet. Did you guys hear that? Because I know some of you are like, well, I'm paleo, and some of you are, I'm vegetarian, and some of you are, I'm this new thing. And that's good. You all are trying your different, what works for you, and you're listening to your intuition and your body, and that's good. But this works for anybody on any diet, and I love that. And actually, that's why we have this whole vision of Fresh Start. We want to work with you on whatever diet you're doing, because you need to do what's right for your body and your health. So Get the Sugar Out by Anne Louise Gittelman. And she has several other books that are just as good. But this one is such a good like little handbook, like because it's 500 things, she just lists them through the book. And so again, you can just grab out little tidbits of what you can use from this book. And I do credit this book along with one other with really helping my husband and I halt through our changes, through our lifestyle changes. We halted that disease progression in his body, and his numbers are excellent, and he is not pre-diabetic, and he is not pre-heart disease anymore. And I find that to be very powerful, that something like making these changes could do that, you know? So that's why we're so passionate about what we do. And now that we are, guys, take care of the dogs, please. They're so loud. Now that we are, helping to care for his mom, who has full-blown progressed type 2 diabetes, and we see like how devastating that disease is, physically speaking, mentally speaking, spiritually speaking. Like, it has completely put my mother-in-law's life upside down. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you who are going to watch this recording are struggling with a chronic disease like this, or the same chronic disease, and you know what I mean. And it's like flipped her life upside down. So this is very powerful, that if we can prevent it now by making these changes, by grabbing a couple of books and digging in and saying, what can I do different? Yes, Casey said food is the first line of defense, and that is just so true. Casey, thank you for being here, because I think you're the only one here live with me today, which is so funny. You're so faithful, Casey. Okay, this is one that actually, it's called Your Whole Life, Carol Showalter. This book actually kind of planted the little seed in my heart and in my mind that we could turn Fresh Start, the workbook, into, or that I could even, that's how I started it, but into a Bible study where people actually applied each week what they were learning, and they did it together with accountability as a team. So that's why our Fresh Start workbook is designed to be a Bible study. Girl, I love you. I'm so thankful that you're here this morning. Your energy is helping me. On my sick day. I don't know why I'm sick, Casey. I'm going to text you after this and tell you what's going on. But anyways, okay, so this book put it in my heart, and I was like, oh, because that's what this is. It's a kind of designed to be a Bible study, but you can grab this book and walk through it on your own. It's the 3D plan. And I was like, yes, this has to be triple fold. And her vision was eating right, living well, loving God. That was how she did Your Whole Life studies. And so when I read this and kind of read her testimony in here and all the different testimonies of the people who were touched by this study, I was like, yes, Fresh Start is supposed to be a study. So I got like this big vision from her. So I'm so thankful for this book on more ways than one. But as it applies to you, it is an incredibly good resource. So definitely add that to your library. And you guys, when I'm saying add it to your library, just get it from the library first. Don't necessarily go out and use your money for all of this. That's why we have our libraries. You can even do online ordering now with the library. There's so many ways that you can get these books and not have this huge investment. So please don't think that I'm telling you to go spend $27.95 on each book, okay? Because I'm not. And then what I did was I would check them out from the library. I would know that I wanted that book in my resource library where I could grab it anytime. And then I would keep my eye out at yard sales. Most of these books I've gotten at yard sales, used bookstores, or online at Amazon used for super cheap. So, Casey, that's so cool. And that's why I was saying earlier, you should share like a picture or something, or maybe you can come and do a live in here and show us your book collection, because yours is different than mine and it is super powerful. Like, you have super powerful books in your collection, because I've seen snippets of yours in our coach group. Okay, she is one of my top go-tos for nutrition. I trust this woman and I lean on her wisdom and her knowledge, and it's Joy Bauer. You guys probably have seen her on the Today Show because she's their resident lady nutritionist or whatever. But I love her approach because it's very much fresh. Her approach is very fresh. In fact, this PBS special she did that I watched where I first found her on TV, it was, public television. Oh my gosh, so good. And it was all like, making smoothies and putting chia seeds in your smoothies and like just all this stuff that we know works. And her stuff is so well grounded. Of course, she's highly educated. But Joy Bauer, see all her titles? She's amazing. But she knows her stuff. And then I like how she breaks it down for us in these books. So Total Nutrition, The Idiot's Guide to Total Nutrition is my first favorite. And then my second favorite from her is Food Cures. So this one, guys, you can see these are big, thick books. See that? So this is a textbook, but it's not. Look how easy it is to read. See how she breaks things down into little sections? So again, when you have some issues, when you're looking at a specific thing, do I need more minerals? Am I deficient in something? Like, I love these because they're perfect to grab and go looking for your specific issue. Or what can I eat to manage my diabetes or pull back the diabetes? These are just perfect resources for that. And the other one is the Food Bible. I love the Food Bible from Judith Wills. And you guys know that even though Fresh Start is about our threefold, our spirit, mind, and body, and we talk about, move fresh, eat fresh, think fresh. Really, what I'm kind of bringing to you today is more of the eating side, even though there were a couple resources earlier on, if you watch the recording, where there's some spiritual resources too. But the food is such, and we know this now through science, but the food part is so vital. If I want to get my spirit straight, but I'm not eating right, I'm not caring for this body, I'm not nourishing this body, I'm trying to get my spirit straight on leftovers inside my body. What I mean by that is, if we're not taking care of our body along with our spirit, we're trying to get our spirit lined up with Him, and we're weak. We're vulnerable. Our immune system is vulnerable. So we're tired, sick, fatigued, cloudy-brained, all these things. And we're like, no, I got to get my heart right with God. Yes, we do. But if we're not caring for this with the food, giving our body green food, fresh food, healthy fats, high proteins, lean proteins, we literally are asking our mind to be able to do something that it doesn't have the physical ability to do. Does that make sense? Like, it is so vital to be doing one with the other. We cannot expect ourselves to do one thing without the other. And it's so simple. I love these books. All the books I've shared with you, they look big and thick, and they are, but everything in them is very broken down and simple. Look, I'm not a college graduate. I don't have lots of initials after my name. My name is like Bess Blanco, Mom. Those are my initials. I have, Bess Blanco. I'm a good friend. I don't have MS, RD, CDN. But I can tell you this, I can still sit here with full, impassioned, compassioned heart and tell you that I know what I'm talking about from experience and from serving others and from their experience and from my family's experience and from the wisdom that we are given in these books and in the book of life, the Word of God, and just this wisdom that He's given us, that we have got to be doing these things together. We have got to be feeding ourselves right while we are moving, getting sunshine, out in the sun and moving, and while we are guiding our mind to think fresh at the same time. So we've got to partner these things together, and I hope that these books that I've shared with you today are just another resource that you can dig into, maybe one at a time, and see what Bess is talking about here. And again, please share your book recommendations, because I know you've got them. I know you have found life through some other things that I probably haven't shared here today. We all know there's aisles and aisles of health books. So in the stores, aisles and aisles, like to the ceiling aisles of resources. So there's a bunch out there. So thank you, Casey, for being here and talking to me this morning. You have lifted my spirit like you always do. And you guys, thank you, those of you in this group, because you are amazing people and you do gather here week after week with me, and I appreciate you. And I hope that you enjoy this recording, and pray for me so I can be healed of this, whatever it is. And I'm thinking it's just really bad allergies, because that's what we've got going on here is wind and spring and lots of allergens. And I pray for you. I want you guys to know that I actually pray for you. I pray for you by name when you talk to me in here. Like Teresa's always in here talking to me, and Shannon and Lisa Caniglio and Laura Van. I mean, just so many of you guys. I'm leaving tons of people off, and I'm sorry, but I pray for you by name. And I bring your name before him. And sometimes I go to war for you when you share things in here where you're like, this is not good, or this is happening, or whatever your challenges are. I go to war for you in warrior prayer. And so please know that me and the team here at Fresh Start, we love you. The other coaches here, we love you. And we love that you are here. And I will be back next Tuesday. And pretty soon you're going to start hearing from some other coaches here in this group as well, because they have tremendous wisdom and blessing and life to speak to you. So I hope you continue to show up. You guys have a great week. Be blessed. Talk to you soon.